Hi,
Alia.
Alia. How are you, Alia?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Now, where are you calling from, ma'am?
I'm in California, but I'm originally from Congo.
From the Congo. There you go. So, what is on your mind? How long have you been here from the Congo, by the way?
About 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great. Now, you're in California. Are you married to a white man?
I am not married.
Oh, okay. Are you dating a white man?
Yes.
There you go. How does your white man feel about foundational black Americans?
I do not know.
Oh, you know. There's no way you don't know what that white man says in the bedroom about foundational black Americans. Absolutely no way you don't know, ma'am.
Well, I don't think he thinks much about uh like he has his life to live, so he's not going to think about people he doesn't know.
Ma'am, ma'am, he's in an interracial relationship. That
Yeah,
man
with an
has
African.
he what?
With an African.
Yes, with a black person though.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
so
an
he he's race conscious about the political and the social dynamic of
not
race.
really. I mean,
Yeah,
the
ma'am. Do y'all live in Orange County somewhere?
no, the Bay Area.
Oh, you're in the Bay Area. Okay, so you up there.
Yep.
So yeah, yeah. Oh, this man has a family. He has friends. He has colleagues. Well, he's very cognizant of the social implications of race and foundational Black Americans and our place in this society. He has an opinion
I guess what is the purpose of your question?
because I want to know your mindset. That's going to let me know about you.
If you want to know my mindset, you should ask me, not ask about my partner's mindset.
Oh,
Um,
that's the real deal. But go ahead, man. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
yes, I mostly wanted to touch on African because I'm African.
Right.
So African countries have problems just like any other country.
Mm-hmm.
I hear people say that Africans are not fighting back home and are running away. But African countries were colonized and they took back their countries. They own their land. Their presidents and leaders are African, for better or for worse. FBAs claim to have built this country, but yet they let the white man run the country, while Africans have taken back their land from the colonizer.
No, you haven't.
Yes. No, immigrants are coming to the US
Man,
because you are letting white people run the country. And
white people run the world, including your homeland, ma'am.
we own our lands.
No,
Um,
you don't,
we elect our presidents. Our presidents look like us.
ma'am.
We have problems. We're not perfect, but
Man,
we own the place where we live
no,
and
you
we run
don't,
the place where we live.
ma'am. You run from the place where you live, and that's why you're here now, ma'am. Turn your microphone on, Aaliyah. Alia.
I was muted. I don't know.
Okay, ma'am. You run from the place. You're not running your homeland. That's why you're here, ma'am. If you were running it, you wouldn't have ran.
I'm here because it's a free world and it is legal for me to be here.
Uh
If
huh.
you do not want me to be
And
here,
you were free to run. You were free to run from your homeland and flee, ma'am. You fled.
people
So
travel all over the world. It is
traveling
legal to do so.
traveling means you go somewhere and then go back home. You're not going back home, ma'am. You're over here and you're never going back because it's not popping in your homeland and you know it. Isn't that correct, ma'am?
I am here because I want to be and I can. If you
Because
don't
it
like it,
wasn't
change the
popping
law.
in your
If
homeland.
you don't like it, it's your country. Change the law.
Ma'am, white supremacists run your homeland, and you came right over here and ran right into the arms of another white supremacist, ma'am. That's how much you run things. You came over here and found the first thing white. Ma'am,
Yes, I landed my point. FBAs have no real power in the U.S. So yeah, thanks.
ma'am, and you have zero power in your homeland, and you're not fighting anything. You fled and you surrendered, and you're laying up with the suspected white supremacists because you've been psychologically defeated, and we have not, ma'am. That's the reality.
You don't own the lands on in your
We
country.
don't. Nobody owns any black person.
The
No black.
presidents, you have
Ma'am,
not
ma'am,
elected
ma'am,
presidents that you
ma'am,
like.
ma'am. Y'all don't run nothing in your homeland. That's why Asians can come over there and smack you around. You don't
That's
own.
because our African leaders are letting them come in.
Oh
Yes,
Lord.
it's the choice.
And your
It's
leadership
our
reflection
problems.
of you,
It's our.
then why are you bragging about your black leadership if you just admitted your black leadership is puppeted and corrupt? Why are you bragging about black leadership, ma'am?
I started by saying African countries have problems like any other country. We're not perfect. I'm not bragging about anything,
Well,
but saying
how are you pointing the finger talking about white people run us when they run your homeland and they run you? You in the
which president
oh,
have you elected ever?
ma'am, ma'am,
What
ma'am.
portion of the lands you own in this country?
Ma'am, we live in a global system of white supremacy. The white supremacists own
We
all
still
the
manage
land.
to own our lands.
You don't own your land,
We
ma'am.
do.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
No, you
Yes,
don't.
we
That's
do.
what white people can come in there and take
My
over
my parents have the
overnight.
title to the lands, and
Mm,
I'm also going to buy
And
land back home.
white people can come and take your land
No, they
overnight.
cannot.
Yes, they can, which
They
they
cannot.
do.
They can try. We'll fight that.
Stop it, ma'am. You,
Colonization is over.
ma'am, ma'am, they got all
Colonization
your,
is over.
stop it. You're sitting here talking Wakanda talk. The Congo is a hellhole right now. You're bragging about owning land with none of the, you don't own the resources in the land, ma'am, and that shows how much you own, ma'am.
We do own a lot more than you do.
Ma'am, then why are people walking around there starving and falling out and living in slums?
The same thing happens in the U.S. Every country
Ma'am,
has that issue.
ma'am, there's no place over here.
Every country has people who are poor and
Ma'am,
starving.
ain't nobody walking around here starving and falling out, ma'am. Will you
You
please,
have not seen homeless people then.
ma'am? Homeless people ain't even starving like that, ma'am. Not like in your homeland.
Okay, sure. You don't
Ma'am,
know the homeless
stop it.
people and the people who have
Homeless
died of
people,
hunger.
homeless people aren't even starving like that, ma'am. And most of the homeless people in the US are white people. And they ain't even starving like that. And most of them have mental illness, drug problems, or whatever. But ma'am, y'all have
No problems.
entire, ma'am, you have shanty towns. Ain't nothing popping in your homeland. That's why you left.
We have problems. And so what?
Ma'am. Well, so what? You left. So you're welcome, ma'am. You over here eating off us, so you're welcome.
I'm clearly not here because of you.
Yes, you
Because
are.
you would have wanted me out.
Yes, you are. You're here
You
because of
you would
us, ma'am.
you would want to kick me out.
Well, I don't care about kicking you out because you're
So
inconsequential.
that's what you're saying. You're saying immigrants should not come here. If you could, you would kick me out.
Ma'am, I don't want
So
to kick
I
you
don't
out.
know how I'm supposed to thank you for
Well,
that.
ma'am, because we created a lane for you to come here. We built the country, ma'am. We
If you
built.
if you created
We did it.
we create okay, then
We did it.
now that you don't want
100%.
us, then kick us out. It's as
Well,
simple as that.
well,
Change the
what we'll
law, kick us out.
now what we'll do, what we're doing now, we're kind of closing the doors for tethers like yourself, because the riders we want them to come, but the tethers who just want to come up here and get up under zaddy and disrespect, nah, y'all can stay, and we're gonna vote our code. You understand?
Okay, I'll wait until you get real power and make that happen.
Oh, we got the real power to not let folks over. Ask those Haitians who tried to come over last time. Ask them about the power. And no disrespect to Haitians, but we didn't co-sign the Haitian immigrants coming over here just running across the border. Foundational Black Americans didn't co-sign that, and then they got sent back because we didn't get on board. When we get behind something, we kind of make it happen. So we got to get behind it, man. So you you think you over here, you good to go, so we can't do nothing and we can't, yo, man, we'll show you how we get down, ma'am. And
Yeah,
you're
I'm waiting for
inconsequential.
that. I'm waiting for that.
You already you're neutralized. You're not even a threat. You're not a threat. You're under zaddy. You're sitting there with that crooked wig. Nobody's
I'm just
thinking about
saying you
it,
have
ma'am.
no real power.
We got enough power,
If
man.
you had power, I wouldn't be here.
Man, yeah, the fact that we
If
have
you
enough
had power,
power,
you will kick me.
the fact that foundational Black Americans had enough power to get rights and resources for non-white people and Black people such as yourself, we're powerful enough. You understand? We're powerful enough so that you can come over here and eat because you didn't have the power in your homeland to get it popping, and you got all the resources there, ma'am. And instead of using the resources and getting a code in your homeland, you got on the first thing smoking, took that crooked wig and your cake soap, and found you a zaddy the first time you got here, ma'am.
You're getting played by white people, making you think that you have power, but you don't.
Ma'am, you've getting
When
played,
you elect a president you actually like, maybe I would say you have power, but that has not been the case.
but we're more powerful
Anyways,
than
I
you.
have made.
We're more powerful than you because we're not fleeing. As long as we don't flee, we're more powerful than you, ma'am. Because you threw in the towel. You don't have any respect for your ancestral homeland. You got the hell on up out of there, ma'am. And you're over here trying to point.
The world is wide. The world is a playground.
And so are your shoes from running. You got wide shoes. You ran a hole in your shoes from running, ma'am. You fled from your homeland because you're ashamed of it. It's a failed state. You didn't have enough respect for your ancestors to build up the homeland, and you're over here trying to rewrite your history.
It's a free world. There are laws,
Uh huh,
and I can do whatever I want, whether you like it or not.
ma'am. You're trying
But
to
I'm done. Thank you.
you're trying to sound like your zaddy. This is how these women who come over here, these bedwenches, they come over here and get with a zaddy and they start talking like the damn zaddy. That's why I asked her. The first thing I asked her, are you married to a white man? Because when she said the Congo, boy, when they leave the Congo, they find the first thing white. There's so much self hate. They run away from themselves. They find the first thing white. The minute they get on Western soil, where's Zaddy? Find me a Zaddy. I got to find Zaddy. I'm already knowing. I already knew what her get down would be. And see, this is what we're talking about. We're up here talking about Pan Africanism, and this is what we got. This is the Pan African Coalition. These crooked wig, cake soap tethers, talking all of that free world. She do what she want. Y'all ain't saying that in the Ukraine. Yeah. See, a lot of folks, boy, they get over here. This is what I'm talking about. They get over here and feel like they can kind of disrespect foundational Black Americans. No, ma'am. No, 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 no. They get over here and be like, yeah, I got my citizenship. Now I can let y'all know how I really feel about you. You see, a lot of them have this real vitriolic disrespect and contempt and jealousy for foundational Black Americans. And this is what we've been checking with